In the mid-20th century, U.S. Air Force pilots demanded a lightweight, ultra-portable, and extremely sturdy survival rifle to keep in their cockpits. To meet this need, Eugene Stoner, along with some of the brightest minds in the firearms industry, developed a semi-auto 22 long rifle that would go on to become the Henry H002 U.S. survival rifle. Weighing in at only 3.5 pounds with the ability to pack up within its own 16.5-inch buttstock, the Henry U.S. survival rifle has become a favorite among survivalists in the civilian world. Whether it's nestled in your hiking backpack, stuffed into your bug-out bag, or riding under the seat of your truck, the Henry H002B is a stow-and-go survival solution. Offering an ultra-affordable MSRP of $350 and backed by the best customer service in the business. We don't think you or your family should leave civilization without a Henry U.S. survival rifle in tow. We don't build the U.S. survival rifle to turn heads at the range, we build it to help you get home. Now before we dig into the details of the rifle, let's see how it shoots. And before we can start that, we've got to remember the 4 rules of firearm safety. Number 1, treat every gun as if it is loaded. Number 2, never point a gun at anything you are not willing to destroy. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to fire. Number 4, be sure of your target and what is beyond it. Now let's take a quick look at the safety features of the H002. I'm going to remove the magazine. This is if you have the gun loaded or not. I'm just removing it for safety right now. So, first and foremost, the gun is currently not cocked. The trigger will not fire. It will not go on safe. To put it on safe, you pull this lever to the rear, but as you see, it will not go on safe because the gun is not cocked. In order to cock it, I pull the charging handle out, pull it back, let go, and the gun is now cocked. Now that it's cocked, I pull the safety pin to the rear, and it will not fire. Push it to the front, and the gun will fire. That's all there is to it, guys. And guys, to help us demonstrate how this rifle does, we've got our little friend here, the ballistic squirrel, and we're gonna see just how he likes this rifle. And last but not least, guys, you've only got one set of eyes and ears, so wear your eyes and ears. Now, we're gonna cock the gun, safety's on. We got Mr. Squirrel down there helping us, and let's see how it does. Well, that's all there is to it, guys. As you can see, it is definitely meant at a squirrel. This will put food on your plate at night if you get stranded somewhere. So let's head inside and take a deeper look at the gun. All right, guys, we're back in the studio, and now we're gonna take a deep dive into this rifle, look at some of its features. And I gotta say right off the bat, one of my favorite features is the fact that when it's packed up, it is a very compact form factor inside this buttstock. So it can be stored in a variety of locations very easily because of that. And without further ado, let's get to assembling. So to assemble it, we're gonna have to pop the butt cover off. Very simple, there's some ridges on here. Put your thumbs on there, put your hands on the back, push up, it pops right off. Inside you can see we have a receiver, 2 magazines, and a barrel. So I'm going to remove the barrel, receiver, and one of the magazines, and then we replace the butt cover. I find that it's easiest to start at the top, hook it over, and then pull down, pops right on with ease. So now, we take the receiver and we're gonna drop it into this groove, and you can see there is a thumb screw on the bottom of the pistol grip here. When I drop the receiver into this groove, I start tightening this thumb screw. There's a few turns to get it tight, but it makes sure it is a very secure and solid lockup. Once that's tight, we're gonna take the barrel, and if we look at the receiver, you'll see there is a keyway in the top of the receiver here, and there is a key on top of the barrel here. Those made up. Then you tighten up the barrel nut. Once that's snug, you can insert your magazine, which is empty, by the way. Now the rifle is ready to go. That's all there is to it for assembly, guys. Once it's assembled, we can look at the sights here. You can see we do have an integrated receiver rail on top should you decide to mount an optic. We also have a front sight that you can adjust for windage. And at the rear of the rifle, we have a hooded peep sight. This hooded peep sight is adjustable, and I'm gonna show you on another receiver since this one is already assembled. So on this other receiver, if you look at the back, you'll see you've got this long black strip. That is your sighting system. When we take a closer look at that long black strip, you'll see the large aperture is what comes from the factory, and then you've got a smaller aperture down here at the bottom. To make any adjustments, you loosen this screw. So we're gonna loosen that up. And when I loosen that screw up, you'll see that this now slides up and down. And that will allow us to adjust for elevation. Or if you decide you want the smaller aperture, all you do is loosen it up a little bit more, and then we are able to turn the sight plate and then snug it back up. And now once that's snugged up, you have the smaller aperture set for a more precise shot. And again, you can adjust it as needed up and down for elevation. One thing to keep in mind is you do need to use high quality, higher velocity 22 long rifle ammunition. You need to have at least 1,250 feet per second velocity. The ammunition we've been using is CCI Stingers, and they have a velocity of 1,640 feet per second. We've had zero issues. The guns have run flawlessly for us. Now, when it comes to time to disassemble, first thing you want to do is pull the charging handle out, pull it back, make sure there is nothing in the chamber. The gun will cock when you do that, so you do need to fire it. And now we can start disassembly. First thing you're gonna have to do is remove the magazine. The magazine release is located on the inside of the trigger guard at the front. So when you push that in, you can simultaneously hold onto the magazine and squeeze, pull down. Once the magazine has been removed, we're gonna loosen the barrel nut all the way. And once it's loose, we can remove the barrel, and then we will loosen the thumb screw that holds the receiver to the buttstock. Again, quite a few turns to get it loose. Once it's loose, the receiver simply pulls out. And that's all there is to it when it comes to disassembly. And again, to reinstall it in the buttstock, we grab the top, put our thumbs on the bottom of the buttstock, push up, it pops loose. And now when it comes to putting the magazines back in the buttstock, they will only go one way. If you look at the magazine here, you're gonna see this channel. The other side does not have that. That channel is gonna face the bottom of the buttstock and slide right in. Then we simply drop the receiver back in its compartment and the barrel back in its. They will only go one way. It's not that difficult to see the alignment. Then again, to put the butt cover back on, put it at the top, pull down. Now it's packed up and good to go. If you have any questions about this process or you have any issues along the way, feel free to reach out to Henry Customer Service. They're more than happy to help you. And remember, this comes with a lifetime warranty, guys. When it comes to cleaning and maintenance, there's some things you need to do and some stuff you shouldn't do. So I'm gonna walk you through that now. First and foremost, easiest thing is gonna be cleaning the barrel. Really, all you need to do is run a bore snake through this. If it gets really dirty and grimy, you might wanna patch it a few times, but running a bore snake through it majority of the time is gonna do everything you need to do. The bulk of the work is gonna come with the action. And what you need to do here is remove the bolt, but it can be a little bit tricky your first time, so I'm gonna walk you through that. First and foremost, we gotta cock it. Now, once it's cocked, you put your finger in the end of the receiver on the bolt face. You slightly push back about 1 millimeter or so until the charging handle is lined up with the round cutout in the side of the receiver, just behind the ejection port. When it's right there, you can grab it and pull and wiggle. Charging handle will come right out. When the charging handle comes out, slowly release pressure and the bolt will come out. You got to point it downward. The bolt will come out along with the action springs and the action spring guide. The action spring guide is plastic, so be mindful of that. You don't want to be rough with it. And you just want to wipe the bolt down. You want to wipe any grit, grime, dirt off of it if you've been shooting it. Give it a good wipe down, make sure it's clean. You can get a brush and get in there if you get some dirt and grime in there and scrub that out. But for the most part, a good wipe down, re-oil it, and you're gonna be good to go. After you're done wiping it down, all you gotta do is that exact process in reverse. So we're gonna put the action spring guide back on the springs, and you want to have the cutout facing down. If the cutout's facing up, it will not make it back into the receiver. So we're gonna slide this back in here. You might have to wiggle a little bit. Once you get it lined up, it'll go right in. Give it a push. And then remember, you're gonna have to push it until you can get the charging handle lined back up. It'll drop back in place and you're good to go. We're gonna check for function. Make sure it's off of safe. Fires. Check it again. Fires. It works just fine. Now, as I mentioned, there's something you should not do, and that is you should never remove the side plate on this receiver. If you have an issue, reach out to Henry Customer Service and they'll be happy to help you with it. That's really all there is to it, guys. This rifle is very easy to clean. It's one of the easier rifles I've dealt with when it comes to cleaning and disassembly. If you don't have everything you need to do a good cleaning, head over to henryoutfitters.com. We've got the rimfire breech to muzzle kit. It'll do everything you need to get the job done right. One thing to keep in mind when it comes to cleaning this rifle, this is a rifle you're going to rely on, if you're packing it away in your truck or, in a boat or a plane or something, and you are relying on this for winding up in a dire situation. You want to make sure this rifle is well cleaned and well oiled. Rust is your biggest enemy, dirt and grime, things that are going to inhibit this rifle from running properly. And if you get out there and something happens and you can't run your rifle, you've just lost a major advantage. So make sure it's thoroughly cleaned and oiled and put away properly. That way you don't have to worry about it should something happen. You've got a rifle at the ready that you can use to provide for yourself, your family, whoever you're with. Last but not least, guys, we've got storage and accessories. As I mentioned, on henryoutfitters.com, we've got the rimfire cleaning kit. We also have a couple other options for this rifle. One being a good bag for it. Has a couple extra pockets on the front should you want to store some extra ammunition, a first aid kit, or a survival kit, being the third item we have. This one comes in a nice survival tin, and there's a whole pile of goodies in here. You've got a compass, some fire starter, a glow stick, some wire, candle, a filter, some dry bags, whole pile of goodies in here that could really aid you should you get stranded. And it comes in a nice tin, has a good secure closure, and it will fit perfectly in the pouch. So it gives you one other storage place for, like I said, a first aid kit, or if you want to put some rations in there of some kind. The sky's the limit, whatever your mind comes up with. So a couple of really good options over at Henry Outfitters. And now once you've got it stored in your bag, where are you going to put it? So again, sky's the limit for where you could store this. You can store it in your own backpack, you can store it in this or other options that are on the market. But once you've got this rifle, the whole reason you got it was most likely for something bad happening. You don't want to ever have to use it, but if you need to, it's going to be there for you. So if you're traveling, you can store it behind your seat, under your seat, trunk of your car, back of your SUV, or if you're headed out in the wilderness, guys, you're going boating with your buddies, it's easy for something to happen. You get stranded for a few days that you weren't expecting. I've even got the survival kit packed with this. It stores easily in my kayak. There's still plenty of room in here for other stuff. I've got a way to provide food. I've got a way to start fire, take care of myself for a few extra days that I wasn't planning on. It never hurts to be prepared. Though it's not waterproof, it is water resistant. So should it fall out of the boat or somehow wind up in the water, it will tread water for a little while and let you retrieve it, so you still have a way to get some food. As you guys saw in the opening video, it never hurts to have one of these packed away in a plane. Throw it in your bag, toss it in the back, you're good to go. As you can see, there's countless options for storing this, and it's a cost-effective product for a price-conscious consumer. It's not going to break the bank buying this, and you're going to let it sit for a rainy day in storage in your vehicle, your boat, plane, wherever. It's something you can buy and not worry about leaving there. So I think it's a great option for a lot of people, and it's just fun to shoot too. I was really surprised when I took it out shooting how accurate it was, and just thoroughly enjoyed it. So definitely check it out. Again, henryoutfitters.com for the accessories. And remember, guys, if it's not made in America, it won't be made at all. Thanks for watching and have a good one. One quick disclaimer for all you in the Henry family. When we acquired the rights to manufacture the Henry Survival Rifle, we made a host of design tweaks and upgrades to improve functionality and performance. For this reason, we can't guarantee parts compatibility between the Henry H002 and earlier versions of this rifle produced by other manufacturers. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to our technical customer service team at 866-200-2354 or get in touch via the contact form at henryusa.com. Have a good one, guys.